Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening here, doing individual zodiac sign readings. This one is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Check your North Node. When I started my readings today, I felt like my hands, like I couldn't hold on to things. And it reminded me of that feeling like everything good slips through my fingers. Like I can't hold on to the goodness that I seem to have in my life. It just always leaves me. And there is some truth to that. Nothing in this life is permanent, but it's not necessarily a truthful statement, because things that slip by us are not meant for us. There's better things, or what's slipping through needs to heal and be apart to come back together stronger and better, you know. So there's definite understanding of cycles that is needing. So I'm going to jump right into these readings. I've got a new deck. This one is the Messages from the Light by Joyce Huntington. It's a beautiful oracle deck. So I'm pulling a couple cards from here, and then some tarot and an advice cards. So these, even my readings are expanding. Everything needs to expand to expanding to the light. That's the Fibonacci in life. So Spirit, what messages would you like me to express for our loving Sagittarius? All right. And I do read from the book on this because it's a new deck. All right. This is Mindfulness. Along with Choices. Wow, that's a pretty card. All right, and we've had the Mindfulness one other time, but like I said, it's still a new deck. So as I'm learning, you're coming along on my journey too. We're expanding together on my channel. So LM Mindfulness. And this is the Hakini Mudra. It is the shape of the hands that looks like the spade. And to me, when the spade shape is encompassing the light, it's the honest truth of who you are. Your spiritual light burns in the middle of truth. How important it is to be honest with yourself first, and then that expands. Mindfulness. The Hakini Mudra, remain focused but alert to details, alternatives, and contingencies. Resolution is at hand. So this is that refocused. Failure is not failure. Things slipping through your hands is not really what it seems. It's either not meant for you, or it's expanding to come back to you. What's meant to you will return. What's meant to be for you will return. And this is that expansiveness that is required. So sorry about that. Doorbell, UPS man. So back to this Mindfulness card. This is the truth and the spiritual platform on which truth creates consciousness from within. And Choices, haven't had this card yet. Where are we going? One more back. Every path cannot be taken simultaneously. There comes a time when choices must be made. Clothed in the light, trust your decision. And I think with these two cards coming out together for you, Sag, when you are honest on what your spiritual platform is, the choices become clear. There's no real, when you have fine-tuned your intuition, your consciousness to a level that not only sits right with you, these choices, although it may feel like at first you're constantly dawdling back and forth between which choice you want, you see the focus in that Mindfulness card. There's one flame in the mudras. One flame. That one flame encompasses everything. It starts from within. So now I'm going to pull some tarot and see how deep this story can go. Spirit, what more would you like to add to the oracle card here? I just noticed all of this artwork that's kind of grainy because my camera sucks is lattice, kind of like the grid that is around the planet. So once you again are focused on that one flame that's within you, you learn that it encompasses everyone, everything. Nothing in God's world is by mistake. All has a purpose, all together, all connected. So recognizing that, recognizing the unity. Helps make those decisions. It helps take what at one point may feel like a juggling, like two of pentacles, brings it down to a two of rods. Choices clear. So let's see here. The three of rods is on the choices card. This is after the decision's been made also, and you know where your destination is. You know. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. I mean, when you think about, look at the peaks on these. There's a peak here, and then the peak here. Like, it's, you know where when your hands and your eyes are up to the Lord, every choice is now manifesting right on the horizon for you because you've done the work. Being mindful of your truth and having that spiritual platform allows you to know what's coming in for you. You know. It's you know. You just know. You've got the Eight of Swords here. And the reason you know is because you've sat in your own mental prison for so long that eventually you've backed yourself into a corner. There's not really any restraints here. These same swords, she can cut the ropes off. And I've always said in any of the blindfolded cards, keep the blindfold on. When that is on the mindfulness, I often meditate with a blindfold on. Keep it on. You'll see that light without any of the external on around you. This is opening up third eye by going within. Learning that we back ourselves into these corners because eventually we will want to be free. Let yourself do that if that's what it takes. The choices, Four of Rods. This is that four-cornered foundation of stability that I love in the Four of Rods. Mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical stability that is immovable, infallible. The choice becomes clear when you really reside with yourself and having that open channel through God to pour on what is stable in your life, Sag. Look at all that orange and red. I would say that there's definitely some sacral and root chakra that needs to be, and some solar plexus chakra that needs to be healed. And that all comes through that indigo, that crown chakra, meditation, mindfulness, and rebirth. Death is on that choices. So this is recognizing, Sag, that what was once stable for you might not be anymore. It's expansion, growing, learning, evolving. These choices become very clear when you recognize that this is just a cycle of life. There are new things on the other side of the death, the rebirth. When an idea when an idea is no longer serving you, it is time to put it to rest so that something new can be grown in its place. And again, I've got that focus on that red. I want to say that there's, with all the red and oranges in these cards, Sag, you might need to do some root chakra balancing and healing. And some sacral chakra. I see lots of oranges. Underlying energy. Yep, most definitely. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It is time to move out of this. Whatever is keeping you feeling like you can't make the choice, whatever choice this is that you're needing to make, whatever the feeling is, it's time to make it. It's time to be comfortable in who you are, Sag. It's time to recognize that only through going in you, inside of you. Once you have gone inside of you and learned who you are and learned what you want and learned that that is important, you stop second guessing yourself, then the choices become clear. Queen of Swords, cutting out what no longer serves you. This has been a repeating theme in this reading. Using this position, using the fact that we have mentally put ourselves in a prison that we feel like we can't get out of. I'm stuck here in this position and I feel like I can't get out. That's absolutely necessary, because eventually you will get to the point where I'm tired of it and I'm just going to cut those binds off, freeing myself, rebirthing into something new, where choices become clear choices. The Queen of Swords clearly knows and clearly cuts out crap that is no longer serving her, not because she has some position of authority, but because she knows that I've been through cycles that proved me nothing benefit, that proved nothing to benefit those around me. If I am not happy and honest, no one around me is either. We're all just living in this fake fuckery land, and that's not fun. The cycle needs to be ended. The next card, because there's healing. I said we need some healing on some lower chakras. Hope, healing, things for the future to be manifested. Only from going within do we recognize the ships on the horizon that are coming in for us. And recognizing that even still, that being in that mental prison that we feel like we can't get out of, that was necessary, and we brought that in on ourselves to teach us how to get out. To teach us that we will take as much as we want to get out of it. But that we need to be kind and caring and loving and healing with ourselves too. Because this is a new birth. This is birthing something new in the Death card. So we no longer stutter on our choices in the future. They become very clear. I'm going to pull an advice card from the Chapel of Sacred Mirrors. Spirit, what advice do we have for Sagittarius? Spirit, what advice do we have for Sagittarius? All right. Sophia. I like this card too. Wisdom stretched forth her finger and introduced light into matter, and she followed it down into the region of chaos. Her halo, sacred language beyond rational understanding, infinite vision and wisdom united as one level of being. Hands, the imminent manifestations of the goddess, life-giving nurturer, cradle of civilization, and Kali, dark mother of time, birth, death, mother light, living, guiding presence of the principle of transcendental truth. Goddess as Gnostic vessel of rebirth and spiritual transformation, a guide for the times of crisis humanity is now facing. Having embraced the entire world in her spiritual nourished heart, a new order of awakening humanity awaits incarnation. The reflection on wisdom. So this is a perfect advice card for this. It's recognizing all the wealth of all the knowledge in all the universe resides within you, Sagittarius. We are just on a path of remembering. And the way to remember is to go within and find your own truth, cutting out what no longer serves you. Not in that I know what's best for everyone way. Only what's best for me. My personal truth. Because what I've manifested for myself up till now has left me feeling like I have no way out. The choice will become clear once you go within and you focus on what stability is for you. A new rebirth. Your choices after become so much clearer when you practice the ending of cycles that are no longer serving you and you want to heal. That all becomes wisdom in Sophia. I hope this has helped, Sag. See you next time.